The crypto market is rallying as Bitcoin nears its yearly highs, up 126% year to date, and we have seen some crazy performances from altcoins, including Solana up 482%, Caspa up 2300%, as well as Render token here, which is currently up 729% since January 1st. In today's video, we're going to break down 3 altcoins that could be next to rip in November and December. And before we hop into today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I do not offer financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find these videos informative or entertaining, please consider supporting the channel by hitting that sub and like button and turning that notification bell on. Now, we're going to hop into the first project I do want to discuss in today's video, and that is AVAX. So we actually spoke about the AVAX token earlier this month in November. I said that I believed it was going to be one of the best performers and definitely an altcoin to keep an eye on for the month. And at the time of that video, AVAX was sitting around the $12 mark, currently sitting at about the $21 mark, just a little bit less than that. But it did in fact peak out near the $24 mark, or actually over $24 earlier last week. So give or take about a double from where it sat at the beginning of the month. And we're going to break that down from a chart perspective in just a couple of minutes. But first, I do want to talk about the fundamental reason for why I believe this happened. And the big reason really is that Avalanche did actually see adoption from both JP Morgan and Citigroup, okay? So the latest AVAX price rally comes on the backdrop of some strong developments within the Avalanche ecosystem. In a groundbreaking move, Onyx by JP Morgan and Apollo Global have announced a collaborative venture under Project Guardian. This strategic partnership leverages the expertise of Layer 0 Labs to connect Onyx with a permissioned Avalanche Evergreen subnet, enabling seamless subscriptions and redemptions for funds offered by WisdomTree. The proof of concept unveiled through this collaboration showcased the potential of blockchain technology and tokenization to automate portfolio management. And Avalanche Evergreen subnets stand out as individual blockchains are tailored to meet institutional needs, incorporating features such as EVM compatibility, network privacy, custom gas features, and permissioning at various levels, including validation, smart contract deployment, and transaction levels. So WisdomTree, among other key financial players in the financial services sector, are engaging actively with Spruce, which is a separate evergreen subnet, providing institutions with the opportunity to evaluate the benefits of on-chain finance through Avalanche. Now, similarly to Project Guardian, Citi, a prominent global bank, has selected Avalanche's Ava Cloud, which is described as a managed blockchain service enabling teams to rapidly build, deploy, and scale decentralized networks tailored for any use case. And this choice was made to construct an innovative application leveraging blockchain infrastructure for pricing and executing bilateral spot forex trades. So, developed in collaboration with the Monetary Authority of Singapore and the country's financial industry, the application underwent testing for basically trading the USD to SGD pair. Notably, its adaptability allows it to be customized for any fiat currency pair. So adoption from JP Morgan for portfolio tailoring and Citigroup here for forex trades, both of which were powered by the Avalanche blockchain, and that is why AVAX did see such an impressive move here to the upside. Now, what I want to do is take a look at a 5-year chart here, because you can see that even despite this impressive rally that AVAX has gone on recently, if we actually go ahead here and take a look at the performance of this altcoin over the past 5 years, we're still sitting basically near the bottom if you actually zoom out and take a little bit of a longer term look at this. So I'm just waiting for the chart to refresh here. And you're going to notice that after AVAX basically peaked out at about 100, and I think the all-time high was $146. I mean, you compare that to where it sits now at $20, and yeah, this altcoin is still incredibly low relative to where it has actually been previously, okay? And it was, in fact, in this $8 to $9 range for a very long time, for about a month. But yeah, you can basically see here, if we take a look at that drawdown from the all-time high. So let's go ahead and take a look at the price range, and and then go down to where we are now, it's still down 85%, okay? So to put things into perspective, right, over the past month, we have seen a nice double up here for Avalanche. However, zooming out here, we are still well over 80% below that all-time high. And in my opinion, the next area of resistance for this project does come in at about the $30 level. So now we're going to move on to the second altcoin in today's video, and I want to talk about CRO here. So CRO, you know, after being beaten down pretty bad last year by the market, we actually saw it break below this 10-cent level in November of last year, and then it basically stayed in this range here from 5 cents to about 9.5 cents for an entire year. And over the past month, similar to the AVAX token, we saw CRO go on a monster rally from a price tag of about 4.9 cents all the way up to about 12.5 cents, making for a 150% move. Now, most recently, we can see here that CRO is actually sitting at about the 9.5 cent range. It looks like it does want to kind of dance around with this 10-cent range again. I'm curious to see if it does make it back up to this level. But what I think is super interesting about CRO zooming in here is the fact that based on the Binance news that we saw, CRO saw a dip from 9.5 cents down to about 8.5 cents. And then boom, today it has basically made back all of those gains that were wiped out on the 21st, which did coincide with the Binance news. Now, why did this happen? Well, I think there's a pretty big reason that this happened, and I think there is a reason here that if we take a look at the past 24-hour performances, that CRO is up there as one of the biggest performers, up 9.68% as of the time of this recording. And I really think this reason just comes down to the fact that the market may be beginning to understand that Binance is going to lose market share based on the fraudulent charges that the criminal charges that were actually confirmed yesterday or on 2 days ago, by the Department of Justice. And BNB here is the native token of the Binance exchange. I think that some people are beginning to expect that, you know, Binance is going to lose market share, and some of that market share could go towards crypto.com, which could help further bolster the adoption of CRO. It's worth noting that crypto.com has been very by the books throughout this bear market. In fact, if we actually go ahead and search in crypto.com regulatory approval, let's do Netherlands, because I know in this post they actually cover some of the regulatory approval they got in other regions as well. So we can see here that crypto.com throughout the bear market has received regulatory approval from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. They've received regulatory approval in France, in the UK, in Dubai, in South Korea, in Australia, in Spain, in Greece, Italy, Cyprus, as well as signing a pre-registration undertaking with the Ontario Securities Commission and Canada Securities Administrators. And all of this coming at a time where Binance has been facing some regulatory issues, which could mean very good things for crypto.com and potentially CRO in the next bull run. Now, to wrap things up, I do want to talk about the third and final token, and that is Chainlink, okay? So Chainlink here, you know, after consolidating for 532 days in this range, finally saw a nice breakout from that zone. And from the breakout zone even, it's actually up, you know, about 50% from that breakout zone. At one point, that was 74%. However, if we take a look at its performance here from the bottom of that range, it's up over like 164%, right? So it's had a very impressive rally here so far. You know, and we did say this in our previous videos about Chainlink, okay? What we basically said was, you know, the wider the base or the longer the base, the more it rips face. And all of that to say that the idea here is that the longer it was trading in this range, most of the selling pressure had been exhausted, and that when Chainlink was finally ready to break out here, all the sellers were gone, that it would see an explosive move to the upside. And that is exactly what we saw, okay? So I think there are two main reasons why we actually saw Chainlink make such a big move here. And I think the big one is their partnership with Swift, okay? Swift is basically one of the biggest financial institutions that connects banks all around the world. And what they successfully tested was tokenization and interoperability of different blockchains. So I want to find the exact thing here. First of all, 97% of institutional investors believe that tokenization will revolutionize asset management and be a positive force in the industry, not least because of its potential to increase efficiency, reduce costs, and by enabling fractional ownership, open up opportunity to more investors. One of the big problems, though, is that each blockchain is different, and we need interoperability between these different blockchains. Now, through working with Chainlink, Swift successfully demonstrated demonstrated that it can provide a single point of access to multiple networks using existing secure infrastructure, thereby significantly reducing operational challenges and investment required for institutions to support the development of tokenized assets. And this existing infrastructure they're talking about here is none other than the Chainlink Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, short form, the CCIP. So CCIP is a secure interoperability protocol for building cross-chain applications, for enabling cross-chain real-world assets, scaling cross-chain ecosystems, connecting private and public blockchains, and enabling token transfers across different blockchains. So you can see here from this example that the CCIP, oh, voice crack, that the CCIP connects Ethereum, Optimism, Arbitrum, Matic, Avalanche, and I believe they did recently offer support for Solana and the BNB chain, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it went live on Solana mainnet, and I think it did also go live on the BNB chain, if I'm not. Yeah, there you go. So they've even added more blockchains since their launch, which was just earlier this summer. So I do still think that even despite this massive breakout Chainlink has seen, that it does have a ton of potential moving into the new year. I think that institutional adoption is going to be a big theme of the next bull run. I think this is a theme that Chainlink is definitely prepared to capture a lot of there from investors. So that's kind of the 3 coins I am taking a look at here over the next month, 2 months and a half. Let me know what you are looking at in the comments down below. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you all stay happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.